Welcome to the Wild Animal Documentary. Wild Kalahari Challenges in the Land of Predators is a fascinating journey into the heart of the African savannah, a land of breathtaking beauty and brutal reality. Under the scorching sun, life plays out in a constant dance of survival, where every creature, from the mighty lion to the agile cheetah, faces constant challenges. The life and death walks of giraffes and powerful herds of forest elephants with the cunning African wild dogs. Together, they fight the extreme heat and brutal competition, highlighting the challenges of this land of predators. And we are 4K Wild Animal Documentary. The Kalahari Desert, spanning over 900,000 square kilometers across Botswana, Namibia, and South Africa, is defined by vast red sand dunes and a fierce sun, with temperatures often exceeding 40 degrees C 104 degrees in the summer months. Life here requires quick and ingenious adaptation to the harsh, arid environment. In this challenging landscape, predators such as the Kalahari lion, renowned for its size and strength, and the cheetah, the world's fastest land animal, move silently across the tall, golden grasslands in search of prey. Large herds of herbivores, including the resilient gemsbok, and a small number of desert-adapted native elephants, roam the seemingly endless plains in constant need of scarce food, water, and safety. Every day in the Kalahari reveals a new struggle for survival. In this wildlife documentary, we follow the fierce stories of these mighty predators as they navigate the harsh terrain of the desert. And this is the story of the mighty predators. As the top of the food chain, controlling prey populations and maintaining ecological balance, lions need to sustain their energy with about 15 pounds of meat per day through hunting. They choose favorite prey such as gemsbok, springbok, buffalo, and zebra in the neighboring Okavango Delta. Although food is scarce and hunting is often difficult due to predators lurking around the desert, such as hyenas. They are focused and patient. Using ambush tactics, using stealth and powerful acceleration, lions can take down prey in just a few minutes. The spoils are shared among the pride because of their teamwork and help maintain a stable group size. Unlike the agility and determination of lions, hyenas confront lions with their endurance and evolution. Specifically about the evolution of hyenas, continue watching this wildlife documentary to discover the details. In this wild animal documentary, the resilience of hyenas in the Kalahari Desert shines through as a story of incredible adaptation. Living in harsh conditions where water is scarce and temperatures soar. Hyenas have evolved powerful jaws capable of crushing bones and digestive systems capable of utilizing every nutrient. Their foraging skills mean they often rely on the leftovers of Kalahari lions. Adapting to coexist with these fierce predators while competing for limited resources. The fastest animal in the Kalahari is the cheetah, which has evolved for speed but has also been shaped by the relentless presence of larger predators. Capable of reaching speeds of 70 miles per hour. Cheetahs are the fastest land animal, but speed alone is not enough on these vast, open plains. Here, they must get within 200 feet of their prey before they begin the chase. Imagine a cheetah hunched over, muscles coiled like springs. Eyes trained on its target, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When the final attack comes, it is a breathtaking flash of sand and power. But did you know that their sprint lasts just 20 seconds? In the Kalahari, lions linger close, making the chase a high-risk gamble. If a cheetah hesitates or lingers too long with its prey, it risks losing it all to a pride of lions. The evolution of the cheetah is a story of adapting to hunt quickly and disappear. As survival here requires mastering both speed and cunning to stay one step ahead of the fierce food chain of the Kalahari Desert. Meanwhile, African wild dogs have thrived in the harsh deserts of the Kalahari thanks to a powerful adaptation the pack. In a landscape where endurance is as important as strength, these dogs rely on teamwork, precision movement, and the instincts that can only come from close bonds. Like the other predators in this wild animal documentary, wild dogs also possess admirable speed. They can travel up to 40 miles in a single day, constantly tracking prey across the arid plains. Their success rate is also an impressive figure, nearly 80%, the highest of any land predator, achieved thanks to their ingenious relay strategy. Some dogs chase, pushing the prey forward, while others ambush and block the escape route, creating a near-perfect trap. They work together as a unified group, making the challenges of nature easier to deal with. In the rugged expanse of the Kalahari Desert, the mysterious leopard reigns as a master of stealth and agility. Adapted to the sparse desert cover, these solitary hunters turn every shrub, shadow and crevice into a cloak of invisibility, moving with a patience shaped by years of desert survival. With an astonishing leap that spans over 20 feet, leopards can launch themselves through the air and, using sheer power, hoist prey weighing over 150 pounds high into the branches, securing their catch from the grasp of prowling rivals. The Kalahari's night brings encounters with other fierce hunters. Lions and hyenas that test the leopard's prowess. Lions, at the top of the food chain, may seize an unguarded kill, while hyenas eagerly sniff out any chance to scavenge. Yet, with razor-sharp claws, a supple body, and cat-like grace, leopards skillfully evade direct conflict. The gleam of a leopard's blue eyes in the dusk, waiting for the split second to strike, captures the spellbinding art of survival in this wild frontier. Where every predator wields a unique skill set in the dance of life and death. Every year, from late April through August, rains from the distant Angolan highlands flood into the Okavango Delta, creating an oasis in the heart of the Kalahari. This remarkable transformation begins around May, as dry land gives way to lush, emerald floodplains that can span up to 6,000 square miles, reaching their peak by July. For a brief 4 to 5 months, the delta becomes a haven of life. Elephants wade through the cool channels. Hippos submerge in tranquil pools, and flocks of over 400 bird species, including fish, eagles, and herons, arrive to nest and feed, filling the air with vibrant calls. As they drink deeply and graze on the lush grasses, these animals store precious energy reserves to last through the parched months ahead. For the Delta's inhabitants, this fleeting abundance is a blessing, offering the sustenance needed to endure until the dry seasons return in September. A poignant reminder that in the Kalahari, every season of abundance is cherished before the land once again turns arid. Water is life, and in the Kalahari, it is an elusive treasure. When rain becomes a distant memory, animals like the gemsbok, kudu, and eland not only survive but thrive through remarkable adaptations. The gemsbok, with its robust digestive system, consumes dry scrub and tough grasses, extracting up to 90% of its necessary moisture directly from food. The eland, Africa's largest antelope at nearly 2,000 pounds can go several weeks without a single drink by feeding on acacia leaves, whose roots reach water reserves up to 130 feet underground. Meanwhile, the kudu, easily recognized by its impressive spiral horns that can reach 3 feet in length, conserves water by resting in shaded areas, reducing its activity to minimize dehydration. The unforgiving Kalahari, survival hinges on mastering conservation, a delicate balance of biology and behavior honed for life in the desert. When the Okavango Delta floods, the world here transforms into a lush and vibrant landscape where every living thing seems to find its rhythm, especially the Delta's remarkable herbivores. You're not just listening, you're also watching the red lekwe, a remarkable antelope with distinctive hooves, leaping across the flooded grasslands. Their hooves are wide and splayed, designed to move easily through mud, allowing each leap to propel them smoothly through the flooded terrain. By 2023, their numbers had reached 60,000, making them one of the most populous antelopes in the Okavango Delta. In the lush, intricate ecosystem of the Okavango Delta, there are over 15 species of antelope, each uniquely adapted to this dynamic landscape. Among them, the elusive Cheetah stands out with its specialized spiral horns and webbed hooves, perfectly designed for navigating the dense, watery swamps. With an estimated population of around 1,000 individuals, these graceful antelope glide through the reeds and grasses, their hooves enabling them to move as though made for this aquatic world. During the wet season, the Cheetah and other antelope display remarkable adaptations. Thriving in the delta's flooded expanse. This wildlife documentary captures their intricate dance as they feast on the land's abundance, instinctively preparing for the dry season's challenges. Observing them is a powerful reminder of nature's ingenuity and resilience, as these creatures embrace the cycles of flood and drought with unparalleled endurance and adaptability. The Okavango Delta's rainy season brings a feast of lush green for the zebras. They are like nomads gathering in herds, enjoying the fresh grass that stretches across the plains. Do you know how many pounds of grass a zebra can consume? When making this wild animal documentary, we were surprised to learn that a zebra can consume up to 25 pounds of grass per day. When they graze, they not only eat but also store energy, building up reserves for the upcoming dry season. After the rainy season is over, they will have to travel more than 300 miles across the Kalahari Desert to continue searching for new sources of food and water. The places that zebras go through that you see in this wild animal documentary are just instinctive stops. Places to help them fully prepare for the long and dry journey that awaits them ahead. Every patch of lush grass, every body of water created by heavy rains is a lifeline that helps them survive in these harsh desert lands. In the harsh ecosystems of the Kalahari Desert and Okavango Delta, The meerkat Suricata suricata has evolved specialized adaptations essential for survival. These small mammals, averaging 11.8 inches in height and weighing around 31.77 ounces, exhibit a highly cooperative social structure within groups, or mobs, often numbering up to 40 individuals. During the dry season, when resources are limited, meerkats employ their powerful forelimbs to excavate insects, scorpions, and tubers, dietary components that not only provide nutrition, but also vital hydration, reducing dependence on scarce water sources. The wet season brings increased prey availability, allowing meerkats to broaden their diet and conserve energy. Their intricate burrow systems, reaching depths of nearly 6.56 feet, protect them from temperature extremes and predation. Evolution has finely tuned their foraging behavior, keen olfactory senses, and cooperative vigilance, with individuals taking turns as sentries to monitor for predators. This complex social and ecological adaptation exemplifies how the meerkat has become an ecological specialist, thriving amid the extreme seasonal variances of the Kalahari and Okavango. In this wild animal documentary, we explore the remarkable adaptability of the Cape fox as it navigates the extremes between the fertile Okavango Delta and the arid Kalahari Desert. Cape foxes, though solitary hunters, have evolved impressive strategies to survive these contrasting environments. During the dry season, they rely on a diet rich in insects like grasshoppers and beetles, extracting moisture directly from their prey to endure long periods without water. But when the rains transform the delta, Cape foxes shift to include small mammals and birds, taking advantage of the abundant resources. Isn't it fascinating how even the smallest creatures contribute to the delicate balance of life in these extreme landscapes? The more you learn about the nature and ecosystems of the Okavango Delta and the Kalahari Desert, the more interesting things you will discover. One of them is the awareness of elephants here. It is said that elephants are an important part of the ecosystem here. These giants, often called ecosystem engineers, do more than just survive, they shape the landscape. By uprooting trees and clearing dense vegetation, elephants create pathways and open areas, making resources more accessible to many species. An elephant can drink up to 50 gallons of water a day. To give you a better idea of the volume, imagine that the amount of water an elephant consumes could fill 2 100-liter aquariums. That's a huge number, right? They use their trunks to dig into dry riverbeds to access hidden water reserves. Sometimes creating small pools that become essential water sources for other animals during the dry season. As they travel, they disperse seeds and create habitats that foster plant growth, leaving a trail of life in their wake. It's amazing how these largest creatures act as caretakers, helping to maintain the very environments they inhabit. When the Okavango Delta floods, It sparks a lush transformation, creating a green oasis that stretches as far as the eye can see. With water levels rising, submerged plants like sedge can grow up to 10 feet tall, creating dense underwater forests that provide shelter and food for thriving fish populations like tilapia and tigerfish. And in this surge of life, Nile crocodiles begin a unique survival journey. Imagine these formidable predators, nearly invisible as they lurk within the thick sedge. Their eyes barely visible above the water, bodies still and poised. In this wild animal documentary from 4K Wild Animal Documentary, we explore how one sudden, lightning-fast snap from a Nile crocodile can end a life in an instant. The rainy season also signals a critical time for breeding. Female crocodiles build nests on high sandbanks. Laying between 25 and 80 eggs, which they guard fiercely against predators. But the fight for survival truly begins when the hatchlings emerge. Less than 10% of them will survive due to the constant threat from predators and competition. In the flooded Okavango, only the strongest endure. Isn't it fascinating how the rainy season not only fuels growth and renewal, but also sets the stage for a fierce struggle for survival? In the Okavango Delta, hippos dominate the floodplains, even as herbivores. The rainy season raises water levels, creating a haven for small creatures and nourishing vegetation that sustains hippos' enormous appetites. Each night, these 3,000-pound giants graze on up to 80 pounds of grass to maintain their position as the third largest land animal. This season also marks a safe time for hippo calves, shielded in the water from predators. Still, mothers stay alert, especially against the Kalahari lioness, who stalks the swamps, waiting to strike. By guiding their calves to deeper water, hippos improve their chances of survival. For an immersive experience in this fierce balance of life, catch 4K Wild Animal Documentary for the ultimate wild animal documentary on the Okavango's hippos. According to the World Wildlife Fund WWF 2024 report, efforts to restore wildlife corridors in the Kalahari Desert have increased the survival rate of large herbivores by up to 20%. The Black Rhino Recovery Program stands out as one of the region's greatest conservation successes, showcased in the 4K Wild Animal Documentary series. Once nearly extinct due to poaching, Black rhinos are now recovering thanks to the Central Kalahari Wildlife Sanctuary, which provides them with a safe habitat. Through advanced fencing and vigilant patrols, poaching has significantly decreased, leading to a major milestone in 2021, when a group of black rhinos were released back into the wild. As of 2024, the population has grown to more than 50 individuals, fueling broader conservation efforts to protect this critical species and its ecosystem. To support these efforts, reduce your consumption of wildlife products and raise awareness about the importance of biodiversity. Join us on 4K Wild Animal Documentary to experience these inspiring stories of conservation from the heart of Africa's wild.